Okay, so some of you guys are here for Jesse's. There's quite a few of you out there, I'm sure. But, so just bear with me. This is my version of a toast. Good evening, children, ladies and gents. Forget how your last Saturdays have been spent. For this night marks a whole new era. I call it Hardavin. This shit will scare you. This is the speech called 2.0. You better listen close because this is how it's going to go. This time, I need some crowd participation. I'm not asking much, just a little anticipation. When I do this, I need 3 little words. Get ready all you want, just don't flip the bird. So bend your knees, we gonna be here for a little bit. Tip your glass, and if it's good, yell, that's the shit. 2 of our own about to start a new chapter. Here's some love, laughter, and a happily ever after. If you can't hear me, y'all should gather around. Let me tell you about the night the shit was down. It was me and a few others out in the town. It was me, Sneaky Gary, Smalls, and Anna Banana, Marsh, Dino, Emacs, Josh, and Shannon, Montana, Todd, Kyle, Clay, Brian, and the student Maynard. We are all about to set the freaking standard. Chilling at the bar, no special occasion, because that's how we roll, no specific destination. Out on the patio, smoking a stove. Because of those damn smoke laws, they gotta go. Sitting there shooting the shit, looking at the stars. Out of the corner, I catch a glimpse of his car. Look at this fool driving up in an Aston Martin. Oh shit, look, it's that dude named Adam Martin. He wants to date your sister. Oh, my sister, are you joking? The tailpipe on the car is the only thing that he'll be poking. So he steps out of the car and says, "What up?" I return the simple greeting with a, "Not much." He asked, "What you doing?" Really quite politely, so I shouted a list of the things that excite me. Sex, drugs, rock and roll, the things that keep me jolly. Man, I've been doing that since you played with dollars. My name is Martin. Adam Martin. Ever since I was little, I was raised by Spartans, and I'm looking for this girl. She's the chain to my Tarzan. Now she's got us 2 tickets for go-karting. Now I know you're her brother. I got the blessing from your mother, and I honestly couldn't ask for any other, because that girl is so sweet, and I'm the coolest cat that you'll meet, and on top of it all, she'd make my life complete. So I went back inside to tell her some crazy dude is here. She said, his name's Adam, nothing to fear. So he sits across the bar like he's trying to talk to us, but in his heart he's screaming like Shia LaBeouf to Optimus! Yeah! From then on, they were like peas and carrots, a cracker to a pear, a biscuit to gravy, water to the Navy, Laurel and Hardy, cellophane to Smarties, peanut butter and jelly, my mom to her smelly, crimson and crimson and clover, a penny to a local, a pew to a parish, and love and marriage, love and marriage. It goes together like horse and carriage. Okay, I was going to keep going, but man, I couldn't. It was about time he proposed. I was beginning to think he wouldn't. But to hold out on marrying a Duncan, you just shouldn't. Yeah. We're going to be here for a little bit. Tip your glass, but if it's good, yeah, that's the shit. We're about to start a new chapter. Here's some love, laughter, and a happily ever after. First, can I introduce my sis? She's that girl over there, all tatted and blissful, or a kiss. And man, doesn't she deserve it? Not knowing what I'm going to say is bound to have her nervous. Because me and this girl didn't always see eye to eye. We had to share everything, a single slice of pie. We fought, we bickered, of course got into trouble. But bus drivers, man, always thought they see him double. As always, them versus us, they had a different story, and then my mom would step in, and ooh, it got gory. About the ages of 9 to 16 when we really bumped heads, but I was never ashamed of a scary movie that made me sleep in her bed. I had a best friend my whole life and didn't even know it. Took me a while to realize I would have died before I showed it, but I finally came to grips that she'd be around for a while. Well, there goes the wish of being the youngest child, so I couldn't get rid of her. Might as well join forces, so our enemies wouldn't go hungry. They'd get 2 courses. We didn't quite meet the definition of a twin, but have the same blood and the composition of our skin. Nevertheless, that's how we were treated around the house. My mom would say, make that 2 whenever we were out. So being her closest brother put me in a funny position, because making her unhappy as shit was an everyday mission. But that's what older brothers are for, because that's the one in my house. Shoot, how do you think I became Mighty Mouse? But having opposite-sex siblings was a good little mixer. Not many people can say they had a saint for a sister. She looked out for me like that Archangel Michael. Just don't interrupt her freaking sleep cycle. She'll come at you like a winged banshee with teeth. Her eyes are rolled back and says shit she doesn't mean. Okay, that might be a little bit dramatic, but I'm not using this as a scare tactic. It's just only a few have lived in which they hadn't. If you can build a cage to contain her, I'd patent it. So say hello to the Queen of Halo. Her nickname is Tornado. When she was young, she used to eat Play-Doh. She likes to be Elves without the tomato. So bend your knees, we're going to be here for a little bit. Tip your glass, and if it's good, yeah, that's the shit. Two of our own are about to start a new chapter. Here's some love, laughter, and a happily ever after. Secondly, you have the true Hermes Helmsley himself. Triple H sucks. Man, you go tell him that yourself. He'll burn you, son. Meaner than a third degree. This dude has no control. He'll pedigree a referee. I was probably the last that got to meet Mr. Martin. Our fans had a gathering, so my charm I had to sharpen. And as I bring a drink to this fine senorita, she says, "Hi, I'm married to Gary, but here's the Martinita."
Oh!
Denied again. My airplane wing was shot. I'm sorry, Adam, but your mom is hot. I knew he was a winner when he challenged me as a Nintendo, not to mention didn't get ravaged by my little buddy Vincenzo. He's got the heart of a lion, but you don't want to hear the roar. He's chased the guy with a pink bat straight out the kitchen door. Having my back, never leaving arm's reach, being loyal to the F&F is what he's here to teach. He's generous enough to manage Hardy's football team. Let her take the credit like she's living a rookie's dream. You ain't no RG3, so girl, take a seat on the bench. Because J-Dos has some goal next season, that title I will clinch. So bend your knees, we gonna be here for a little bit. Tip your glass, and if it's good, yeah.
That's the shit!
We're on about to start a new chapter. Here's the love, laughter, and a happily ever after. There is one rule of this tight-knit group. It's to believe in zombies, or your shit's doomed. Whether they rise from the dead, get big and transform, invest in knowing some preppers. Survival's an art form. Remember the rules, be aware of bathrooms. Keep a change of underwear, limber up cardio. Get a kick-ass partner like Luigi and Mario. Enjoy the little things, shoot first, ask questions later. And if I get the most kills, dude, don't be a hater. Always travel light and check the back seat, and everyone knows leave the hero part to me. We're meeting at the house, bugging down to the lake. Have your shit ready, and can someone bring a rake? He doesn't do it. Sights and mobs start fires, so I do the majority, and don't you call me a liar. Stand behind us and cover your ears, because we gonna blast some fools to save a few years. Everyone has a job, no free rides here, but we're gonna be at the lake. Of course we're drinking beer, so bend your knees, we gonna be here for a little bit. Tip your glass, but it's good, yeah?
That's the shit!
Two of our own about to start a new chapter. Here's a love, laughter, and a happily ever after. Just look at the examples that surround you both. Over 60 years of marriage, where there's the bridge across the moat to lead you on a journey one to last you all forever. For each other's love and happiness is now your endeavor. Even though it's Duncan's, yeah, we think we're pretty clever. Swallow some pride, the situation will be better. Think outside the box, put yourself in their shoes. Don't go to bed mad, hold hands when you argue. Pick your battles one at a time, agree to disagree. Don't criticize and compromise, just turn the other cheek. Because there's too much time wasted in things that don't matter. I'm sure there will be times where you're just madder than a hatter, but remember to forgive with kind words, ones that will flatter. So you don't wind up having Dexter analyze all that spatter. So get to know one another on these first few years of marriage. It's important, don't leave a baby in the carriage, just one request. You see why? If possible, approximate same size and weight, so hopefully I can teach some dudes how to win state. Because attention, we need more boys. All them girls put off is that dreaded white noise. Oh! Just kidding. So then to keep you turning blue is not to worry if it's a girl. I can teach her jujitsu. She'll be top these silly boys out that are trying to get her digits, but that might lead to her only dating midgets. So bend your knees, we're gonna be here for a little bit. Tip your glass, and if it's good, yeah, that's the shit. Two of our own are about to start a new chapter. Here's some love, laughter, and a happily ever after. Well, you're stuck with the Duncans, blame that on an Adam. We a little bit kooky, you can't even begin to fathom. Once you get to know us, we aren't that bizarre. But hey, we hundreds deep, we should open a bar. 20 beers on tap, shoot, I could be the hostess. Because with these two fans, you know we bring the mostest. Or even better, what about a supersonic on the lake? I'll add a walk a bar, I'm thinking vodka and the shakes. But there is a perk to being the brains of the operation. Because I'll tell you what, I'm not working on my damn vacation. Oh, hold on, give me a second. But that's the near future, we need to celebrate the now. After these two lovely people just exchanged their vows, remember that we love you too no matter what you do. Have faith in the man and don't forget about your crew. Last but not least, I want to thank you all for coming and listening to my speech. I hope it wasn't too forthcoming. And if I were you, I'd steer clear of the punch that Clint's trying to spike. And if this thing wasn't so expensive, here's where I'd drop the mic. So grab your, oh my gosh.
Oh!
Tip your glasses, that's good, yell, that is
Shit!
So we're on about to start a new chapter here, so love, laughter, and a
Happily ever after. Nice! Ah! Woo! All of that. I know.
Let the party resume, ladies and gentlemen, with the outtakes.